Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome to what is episode 2 of Behind the Rolls, but recapping for episode 6. It's a weekly show that we're going to do behind every session to kind of recap some of the things that are going on and also just hang out and talk to some of the players. So today we have the one and only Lord Victor Not Synizin. Sin, how's it
Hello,
going, buddy?
hello. It's going pretty good. How are you guys?
Doing good. And
Long
of
time no
course,
see.
Mhm.
long time no
Right?
see from yesterday. And of course, our lovely DM, Light Nevia.
Uh, no, it's like Nevaeh.
Nevea. I will never
Oh
say
my
that
goodness.
properly.
How?
I don't know.
It's there. It's fine.
It's
No,
just
it's
one of
not.
those things. It's not fun. How are you guys doing? How are you settled after last night's session?
I'm settled.
I'm
Here's
pretty good, and that went unexpected.
Yeah. So I'm gonna ask you guys a couple of questions just to hang out and get to know you and your character a bit, Sin. But let's go ahead and discuss a little bit about like what happened first of all in episode 6. Um, we actually I'll leave this off to the DM. Give us a little recap, Lady DM.
What are you talking about? I mean, this is what I have you for.
This is what you have me for. Well, previously on Roll with It. um, we actually took off on our new adventure, which is life at sea. Which
Mhm.
some of us have not experienced this like lifestyle before, even though I think most of us have been on ships before, have never really taken long term residency on a ship. Um, and but this is a special ship. It's a magical ship that's kind of sentient and it does all sorts of things for us. And some of us have a bit of difficulty accepting this magical shit. Clears throat. Um,
Yeah, Victor does not like it.
yeah. Victor, so above the table, obviously, why do you think Victor feels this way? Um, regards
Okay,
to the ship.
to the ship. Okay, so the first problem with the ship was, of course, him being able to, appetize himself. We all know. The second part with the ship was earlier on in the episode, he discovered something that was on the ship that was interesting to him. And he was like, he kind of put two and two together. He was like, well, if they have potentially blood on the ship, right? That means somebody on the ship needs blood. So he did the whole little spy mission, right?
Hmm.
And then, it didn't turn up any fruit. And then they go down to dinner, and then everything just seemed too good to be true. And it seemed like a vampire trap to him. That's why he didn't like it.
Yeah, and I get that, but what if it's the fact that there's not even another vampire on the ship? It's just the ship providing.
See, that's the thing, too, that's equally as scary to Victor. The,
Yeah.
the thought of a sentient ship that can always listen to you and your machinations, whatever you decide in your bedroom, it can hear you. That's equally as scary.
Yeah. And it's funny because like normally I feel like my character Vorin would be a bit um questioning of certain things as he kind of has been early in the campaign with certain things and people. But because this is such a lifelong dream for Vorin, he he's probably I say he should probably be glad that Victor is taking up that role of asking the questions because he has let his guard down due to his excitement. Um, and I think it was funny for that exchange in the dinner where where everybody was like, "Victor, it's fine," and Victor's like, "But is it?" and then
That's
like,
the thing.
and then Voren's like, "Wait, is it?" 'Cause-
Yeah. they didn't have like the party members did not have the information that Victor had to make the assumption that there's something fishy
Right.
because they don't know except for Euphemia. Euphemia, she knows, and she kind of understood why he was that way towards the end. We kind of find out, right?
Yeah.
But he couldn't just share that information without giving it up for himself, right?
It's information. I love the little nuggets that you drop that without the full context, you don't know what they mean. But once we find out, we're gonna be like, "Oh shit, everything makes so much more sense now."
Yeah.
But nobody knows except Euphemia, which is interesting. Um, and so after that, you have kind of a little bit of um a conflict between one of you and the players, and actually the captain and stuff. You rub some people the wrong way.
Oh yeah, that's what Victor does that. Yeah, he definitely does that.
Does he do it purposely, or for the most part, or is it just because that's the type of person he is?
No, I don't. Well, I think sometimes personally, yes. When it came to Magpie, and after getting that insult, he absolutely was being himself and being very childish, right? He's like, "Well, I'm not gonna let one get up on me," right? But when it comes to drawing out a response from certain other characters, like when he takes on like various kind of like a fluffy persona, kind of, really, kind of standoffish sometimes. Sometimes he does it on purpose to gauge their reaction, right?
Yeah.
Because if they were going to spring the trap, they would have sprung it, right? Like,
Right.
oh, they know
Exactly.
about it,
Yeah, that would
right?
have triggered it.
Hmm.
And yeah, and it's interesting to see the different perspectives of not just Victor, but like everyone in the group, how everyone is kind of taking this in. Um some people are enjoying it and kind of living it up. Victor's a bit more cautious of what's going on. Um do you think some of Victor's behavior is only child syndrome?
Yeah, definitely. Like Victor, he has more than a sense of being special, if that makes sense. It's more than only child syndrome. It's it's almost like he's used to people beneath him, or at least that's how he sees it.
Yeah, and I think I don't know. I think that that's what Bourne was trying to explain to Magpie without telling her we're lowborn, um, because that wasn't going to help the situation.
Yeah, I'll give you like a little hint. I'm playing at one of his flaws. One of his flaws is he secretly thinks that everyone is beneath him, right?
Yeah,
Hell
Um,
no.
so he thinks everyone is beneath him, but he knows how to stay in the line, if that makes sense.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like
He knows how to play the game.
adapt to survive, camouflage.
Yeah. Mhm.
Um, DM, how challenging would you say Victor has been as far as like some of your NPCs and stuff?
Um, challenging. You know what? I think it's just great. Um, Sin is playing the role of this aristocrat lord. He comes from, highborn with his family, and him coming in, just playing the part and how everybody is around him. You know, either
Hmm.
you take it with a grain of salt, or you just pour the whole salt in, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
And,
absolutely love it. I love, and this isn't the first time that I've dealt with Sin playing this type of character. But I absolutely love it because Sin isn't afraid of consequences, which happens a lot in RP. Um
Mhm.
people want to do things, but they don't want the consequences, or they think that the consequences should be softened or anything like that. And I don't think Sin's ever been that type of role player. And I think that's why I've enjoyed these very aggressive type of characters.
I would say this, a little tidbit. I know when people create the characters, it doesn't matter if it's from D&D, Conan, GTA, whatever, right? You always have that background, my character might die, or my character might just leave, and that happens, right? Um,
Hmm.
but with my mind and how I work, I have places for everybody. Or I have triggers, if that makes sense. And that's why I think, like, last night, I was like, "PvP."
Oh,
It's like one of those things, it's like, we don't know when that's gonna happen.
Right.
Who knows, you know? Um, I've actually had when I played a game long time ago, I actually charmed a person in my game, or as a player.
Yeah.
Because there's stuff that it has to happen. So, that's why all of a sudden when I, was, like, saying PvP, which is jokingly, but who knows? Who never when it happens, if it happens.
Well,
Um
to explain, I don't know if we covered that before, but in the previous recap, but Victor challenged Magpie to show him what she's got. Like everyone's doing tricks.
Mhm.
Why don't you show us what you've got? Um and she did. She wasn't upfront about it, but she did. She shoulder checked him and picked his pocket and stole something very important to him. And
Mhm.
when he found out, like in character, he was like, "You stole from me?" I was like, "Oh shit!" Like in
yeah, it
my,
was about to pop off, but she had a good response
she
to it.
did, yeah. In my
A
head, I
great
saw,
response.
like Hades from Hercules, like the flame turning into red.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
And the
what I.
one thing is, your voice when you did that, it was like, just legit. It was beautiful how it came because it's like, we all know OOC, but just how you presented yourself and how you said it, it was just like, "Oh, crap."
I know I was over
Yeah.
here like in my stream trying not to be like, "Oh shit, it's going down."
The pop
Mhm.
off.
But
No, like, yeah, she played it off very
She
well.
did.
Um, she appealed in a way. Well, she didn't really appeal, she just gave him the truth, but that also appealed to his ego, which, when she said, "Well, it was your idea," right? And so Victor was, like, confused about it. He was like, "Well, it was my idea when I said that, wasn't it? So I
Yeah,
can't
and
really
that
get too
was
mad."
good. Yeah, and that
Mhm.
was really good on how that happened. Um, just the vocal, just how you said it was just wonderful, and especially Neffy, who was playing Magpie, how just she just said it with ease, like, "Well, yeah, you basically challenged me, and here it is."
you told me to show you what I could do. And
Mhm.
I think it's interesting because like Vorin did that previously with, I don't even remember who, where like I took something and then I kind of flashed it and I was like, that's what I can do. Um but like the fact that she held it, let the intensity draw out and presented it like days or weeks later. It's like amazing.
Yeah, I wanna say it's probably almost like a week, because how like, technically, they're supposed to be on this ship for 3 months. We're not gonna be playing for 3 months on a ship. So
Right.
there has to be, like, it has to fast forward through certain things.
Yeah.
So, she had about a week, almost going on 2 weeks, that vial.
Yeah, it was extremely well played.
Mhm.
And
And
again,
Victor
this
just
is,
thought he lost it. Yeah,
yeah, he
right?
had
He just
given
thought he
up.
lost it. Mhm.
Um, and this is another example of what I had talked about of how like different Neffy's and mine characters are, even though we're both rogues. Um, Vorin would have taken a look at what the fuck was in there, like
Oh, yeah.
because Vorin likes information. he's an information thief. So like he wants to know what this is and what's in there. Um, but she didn't like, and that was super respectful on her part.
Mhm,
Even though
definitely a plus in that department. Definitely that didn't make him as angry. She didn't look at it either. Yeah.
also a bit maybe of relief.
Yeah, definitely relief on the part of Victor. He's like, okay, she has it. Then he's thinking like, okay, did she look in it? Are there going to be questions about it?
Yeah, did
Nope.
he
It's
believe
just,
her?
did he believe her? I think, yeah, I think he believed her. I think he believed her that she didn't open it, or there would have been questions.
Right, right, right. We
Yeah,
all know he wouldn't just let it go.
yeah. I think seeing it and feeling like because when we felt it that it didn't have anything missing because he would have known if it was missing, right? So he believed her 100%, and that definitely helped prove her case, and it definitely it it made Victor like, okay, take a step back and it's like, well, I definitely need to resolve this. But he's also like, well, this is a warning. Don't steal from me ever again, though.
Right, where it was like, yeah, cool trick, but don't do that shit again.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he
uh,
was impressed, honestly. He was trying to hide it, but I feel like this is definitely character development, at least
I
in his relationship with Magpie.
yeah, I love that the relationship, the conversation finally happened. Um, and I also feel like I said this before. I was like, I don't think Victor does anything that he doesn't intend to do for a reason. Um, and I think right now he could like potentially see how he could use her skills in the future. Um, and because I believe Victor to be an opportunist in many ways. I don't know if I'm right or wrong.
Absolutely. Oh, absolutely. He is looking out to any anything that can help him get ahead, he's willing to do. If it's within, I guess, um, his moral structure, or if he feels that the consequences won't be drawn back to him, he'll be up for it.
Yeah, for sure. So, DM, after all of that, we um we see a ship, right?
Hmm.
After all that happened, there was a shipwreck, floating debris, all sorts of things, and we learn that is the Red Hand. The Red
Hmm.
Hand is a pirate group that is very feared in the sea. Do you want
Hmm.
to, without getting too much into spoiler territory, tell us a little bit about at least the background of the Red Hand?
Hmm. So the red hand, basically their symbol is literally a red hand. And each of the digits, like your fingers and the thumb, including the palm, there's wording on it. So it's basically saying everything must be paid in blood. Um, and so they are just ruthless pirates, um, just kind of tormenting the seas. They definitely rob merchants. They also, if there was like a navy, they will still go after them, even to the point where maybe they will get demolished themselves. Which years ago, Feilu was being attacked, and they have a really vast navy, which Navy actually basically pushed them away, so they haven't been around ever since that time. And yeah, so when you see the red flag, or even upon themselves, some of them might have the symbol on them, they are feared. Um, if you look at the wrong way, they might just go ahead and stab you in the eye, kind of thing.
Yeah, and
Love it.
Mhm.
Vorin being, like a dock worker and stuff like that, very familiar with this since he was younger. not just because of working in the docks, but because of his area of expertise. Pirates, thieves.
Mhm.
It's all kind of in the same bubble. Um, and so Voren got a little pale red when he saw that. Um, and I think the seriousness of the situation really hit him, and we discovered there a young boy who was just kind of floating out there, right? And we didn't see anybody else, any
Mhm.
survivors or anything,
Correct. He was the only one.
which was
He was
interesting.
mhm.
No, go ahead.
Basically, it's no, I was gonna say, so these pirates sometimes leave a calling card, which one is one of their flags. Um, to sometimes they basically trick you. Um, Luckily, they didn't come attack during that time because it was only about 3 hours, I think, within yeah, it was like within 3 hours they were around. Um, and so they left a boy for a message. And that's actually during that time is when everybody finally met the captain, which I did read the chat, which you guys are so funny.
I thought she
Big
was a
sure,
fucking
big
vampire.
sure.
I'm being real with you.
Yeah.
Thought
I
she was.
after I saw the picture, I kind of considered that as well. Sin
Wait, what? What? I didn't.
that
I
he
thought
was
she was a
that she was a
vampire.
vampire.
Mhm.
Oh, who knows?
Or she has some sort of. See, that's what went through Victor's mind because I was thinking in the role play. I was like, maybe she's the one that has the blood. She
Mhm.
just, it was brought to her chambers or something magically.
Yeah.
He's still not
Well,
letting it go. It's still a thought that's rolling in his head, right?
yeah. I mean, they met Captain Nyla, um, and it was quite interesting. I mean, she walks in water, so
Very attractive young lady. And then we also met another creature, which we kept jarred for days.
yeah, that
for,
poor little creature.
hey, we played that very smartly, like we had to.
You did, yeah, you did.
And if you remember when we were playing Baldur's Gate, I kept that little thing in.
I know.
Are you talking about the
The
the thing in the
fairy.
but
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah.
the fairy in the jar. I was like, I'm not
oh, okay.
releasing that. I don't know. But anyway, um, so the boy was like in a coma for days, even though he was recovering. And when he awoke, he kind of vouched for the creature, right? So we let her out.
Mhm.
Um, and we discovered that she is what exactly was it?
Don't know.
Oh, we don't know yet.
It
Mm-mm.
Um,
was some sort of celestial,
celestial.
or it was
Uh,
speaking
Spe
celestial, rather.
yes, because,
Oh,
Celeste can speak Celestial, yes.
interesting. Yeah, so there's a lot of questions to be had about this. Oh, one thing that we didn't talk about was the captain is one of the people from our dream.
Yeah, dude. What does this mean?
What does it mean? It means I guess we were
What's it
meant to be on this
mean?
ship, and now probably on this island. That moving forward a little bit, at the end of the session, we landed on this island that was trying to dodge and weave us. Um, and
There's reasons behind that. Go ahead, sorry.
the freaking voodoo people.
Mhm.
Oh,
Uh,
top tier.
yeah, freaking
I love
love it.
the voice. It's just so good.
Same,
Thank you.
same. As we were
Thank
going
you.
through it, I was like, "Ooh, this is giving me the Pirates of the Caribbean, that voodoo witch."
Yeah,
I was like, "Hell yes,
yeah.
loving it."
Uh, I'll just say that I, I've done this voice before, and I it's like one of those things, an accident, um, because, when Pirates Caribbean came out and oh, what is her name? Was it Tia something? She basically, she is the voodoo priestess when,
Mhm.
you watch that movie and stuff, and I was like, "Man, I love her voice," and out of nowhere, finally, after so many years, I'm like, "I can do this voice now," and then that voice actually make went into a French accent somehow, so I have to watch it, I have to, like, dial it back, but, yeah, I've been saving, and I'm glad that you guys enjoy that because, just to do that, it's very, what's the word? It's fun to do. It's
Satisfying?
very energetic, yeah, and yeah, so
Yeah, no,
you guys met the voodoo queen, so
I'm really enjoying the character so
Mhm,
far. Her vibe is, very different than other people, um,
mhm.
and I think that it's gonna be like a stark contrast of her character and some of the other people that we met, but I feel like she's probably going to not be compatible with some people in our group.
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait to you to see what, she does and what she says.
It's, uh, it's pretty great. So we landed on this island, and that was like the big cliffhanger now. What is up with this island? Why does this island move? I think like me as a Vorin made a comment on like, wow, this is a great place to hide because it's always on the move. Um, but like, why are we here? What is it that we were hired for? Um, because it wasn't to do ship work apparently, and uh,
Mhm.
and which, by the way, over the table, Vorin is a little like sad about that he doesn't get to do some of the things he thought he would be doing on the ship.
I mean, technically, if you think about it, yes, because you could be working on the ship. There's always something to do. Even though the ship can do things, like if there was, a thing that you needed to go tie knots, you do that. Or, of course, it is clean, all that stuff. So there's stuff that he can dip his toes
Yeah,
into
but there's
if he
what I
wanted to.
mean is like there's certain things that he would do because he's not happy with the way other people do it. But a magical ship would probably do just as good as he thinks, you know? So it's like he's not gonna go retie a knot that he thought somebody did wrong.
Mhm.
When the ship does it perfectly well, but that kind of thing. But he's still loving being on the ship. It's it's really cool. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. Did I miss anything as far as like what happened in the episode, or what do you guys think?
Um, I think
Okay.
that was kind of the gist of it.
Now we could probably get to some questions.
Dun dun dun.
Dun,
Oh,
dun,
wait,
dun.
do we know what was in the sack that Magpie got? Did we find that out?
It was food.
Yeah,
It was
it's
food, that's
food.
what I thought it was, yeah,
It's yeah,
food.
Celeste
Okay.
was the one that gave her food.
Okay, cool.
Ah, Celeste's so nice.
Yeah, oh, also, back to the ship thing. Victor definitely wants to do things on the ship. The only thing he wants to do, though, is give orders on the ship. So he's been, like, reining that in big time. If people knew there was the restraint that he's had, the many times he's wanted to say, "Batten down the hatches," or "Open the sails," he would just get, they'd kick him off the ship immediately.
he wants to he wants to just climb up the chain of command and just
Exactly,
skip
right.
like 5 stages.
Yep.
It was freaking great. All right. So, let me take a look at some of my questions here, and we'll go with for Mr. Sin, our guest player. Um, what do you think has been your favorite in character moment so far?
Oh, Lord. Um every experience adds like a new favorite. It's very difficult. I think probably the probably Magpie stealing the vial and what's come from that so far.
I
because it's opened up
yeah,
so much.
I like that. Yeah, I like that that happened a lot because it was intense when it happened. It was intense when you discovered it, and um, and that's not the end of it, which is what I like about that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And like the amount of story that came from that one action, at least for my character, has been immense. Like, and he's already planning out like, well, how do I start letting others know this? Right?
Yeah,
Is it gonna and like I'm not sure exactly how it's gonna play out with him. I kind of like I improv it a lot based off of what happens. I'm like, we'll get to a certain point. I'm like, oh, it's good for them to get this little nugget of info now,
yeah,
and then
that's
we'll see where it goes.
DM, your turn.
Mhm.
If you could play one of your
Ah.
NPCs as a full-time character, who would it be?
So far, um, it have to be a Celeste.
Yeah.
I know that, yeah, I mean, she's she has a lot of stuff going on, of course, and, last episode, I backed up. Didn't really do any much with her, just kinda like, "Oh, yeah, she's here," or "She's there." It's really up to you guys if you wanna talk to her, or if there was something that needs to be done or said, then I will perk up, but yeah,
What level is Celeste?
I don't know.
That wasn't one of my questions. That was just um I like Celeste a lot though. That's a good choice because I feel like she has a lot um as far as background and as far as potential story. So like I think that that's a good um choice. And but I'll flip the question around because I want to ask Sin, uh if you could swap characters with another player for one session, who would you pick?
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. A question. Oh, I think I would swap characters. That's a tough one. I would like to play Voran. I like to play him. I'd like to play Magpie. I think that's probably one of my top ones. A Magpie, just to have to deal with a Victor type character.
Yeah.
Um, just to know the pain and suffering that Nephi has to go through. um, I'd also like to play. I know I'm answering multiple. I'd like to play Euphemia. I think that'd be pretty interesting. Um, shit, I'd like to play everyone.
Yeah.
Honestly, a little
Yeah.
bit of everyone. But, like, if I had to pick a main one right now to play, I would say Magpie, just so I know the opposite end. But
Mhm.
I'm sure that will change, like, my answer will change based off of what's happening. Because if Vorin
Right.
and Victor get into something really interesting, I definitely wanna play it on the other end too.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. I
Mhm.
think I I would like to play certain characters just so that I could know about them, because there's things that I don't know out of character or in character that I'm curious about. Um, for example, like Nyx has a lot of cool like backstory buildup. Um, so if I play that character, it's just to know what what there is that built him up to be the person he is today. Um,
Oh, exactly.
and uh, but also for like day to day type of role play, there's so many interesting things. Like I think like Victor would be freaking hilarious just because it's like I've always loved playing like the spoiled prince type of character. So that would be super fun. uh,
Minerva would be a great one to play too, like, so many mysteries with Minerva.
Minerva too. I want to know a lot more about
Mhm.
her like connection to her faith and how deep that goes.
Mhm.
So yeah,
So,
a lot of curious stuff.
my so far, my question to you guys, and the characters that you met, the NPCs that you met, if you could slip into one of their shoes, which one would
Oh,
it be?
I know my answer.
Yeah? What?
Kristoff from the
I
Collective.
knew it.
Kristoff, yep, absolutely.
Oof.
And how about you?
The NPCs, I think I would like to be Briggs. I would like to just be like chilling and like yelling at people in the docks just because as Boren, I'm like a bit lower on that management role. So it's like I want to be the boss. um but honestly, some of the people that we've met so far, I think that the carpenter was a really cool character, especially
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
because of all of his aiding and assisting deities. Like there's so much interest in that. And like he was so nonchalant about it that we're like, dude, you're helping out gods and goddesses and all this shit. He was like humble bragging, you know?
Yeah. I mean, if people don't know, that is a dedication to my dad.
Hmm.
He was a carpenter in real life, and he's always been humble and jokes around, and he would get into, like, basically deep conversations and all that stuff, and, um, I don't know if you guys noticed, I would've put a lot more little Easter eggs, but there was 2 Easter eggs in there. Rocky, um, was one, and Adrian was another. It was one of many of my dad's favorite movies, Rocky. So,
Oh, that's awesome.
Awesome.
yeah.
I love that.
His favorite were more of, the Westerns, so the Clint Eastwood and, John Wayne and stuff, but I didn't have enough time to put that in there.
Yeah, I love, whether purposely or not, I love how I can see movie references in the campaign.
Mhm.
Um, and I'm a complete cinephile, so like if I'm obsessed with movies, so I love it when I can pick some similarities up to certain movies, and they're all kind of um sprinkled here and there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm a big
with
movie
Belle,
fan.
like, with Belle, I was thinking
Yeah,
Tinker. I was even trying to, like,
you're
add
trying to
little things
jokingly say,
onto
yeah.
Belle that could lead to Tinker Bell, but it was like
And
yeah, it was
like
awesome.
I like that we were all like kind of dancing around the name, but
Yeah, yeah.
none of us
They're like,
landed on Tinker.
"Right." No, that's good. It's good,
It was great.
yeah.
Um, for both, if let's say if the campaign was turned into a movie or a show, would you play your character, or would you like to play a different character?
Wow, if this was turned into a show or a movie, that means I would have to play multiple characters.
I mean, you don't have to. We have a lot of acting friends we can cast out. Actually, a funny question would be, if you didn't play your character, who among your friends would you be okay to play your character?
Oh, that's a good question. Well, I have people that you guys don't know,
Hmm.
but with people okay, how about this? I can see, um okay, well, Sin will definitely play Kristoff. Um,
Yeah.
Spelsy, I could definitely see her playing Celesty. Um,
Interesting.
yes. Who else?
Yeah, because like funny enough, I don't see myself playing Vaughn. Um, if it was like an animated show, yeah, I could voice Vaughn.
Mhm.
But like if it was like live action and I had to wear prosthetics and shit, I can't play Vaughn. I could probably play Briggs.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
like a big, like wide back type of man, but not Vorin, this like slender and smaller and more agile. I couldn't do it.
Mhm.
I could probably cast John to play Vorin.
Oh,
John
yeah, yeah,
Aaron.
yeah, yeah.
John Aaron, yeah.
I was thinking him for Victor as well.
Were you? Nice.
Yeah, I was like, it'd be kind of interesting to have John as Victor. I mean, Lord, I don't know if I would play Victor or not. I could voice him for sure, but like live action movie, no way. I can imagine. I'm trying to think of an actor that I think
Ooh, an actor,
could
yeah.
play.
Um,
Um, hmm. Yeah, think about an actor who would play your
I
character.
think for Vorin, I could go with uh, what's his name? Timothy Chalamet from the Dune movies,
Okay, okay.
Oh, okay.
because he has that very slender type of build. Um, yeah, I think that would be probably be my pick for Vorin.
I think I would do. I would like to see Robert Downey Jr. play Victor.
Oh, but he's too old.
Well, I would like to see him play Victor's father.
Oh yes.
That would be awesome. Oh my god,
All right,
he'd
so
be
you
really
still have
good.
to pick a an actor for
Somebody from
Victor.
Victor. Oh my god. Um, shit. I don't know.
I
Can't.
think
Oh, who's the
for
guy who plays Loki? Who's the guy that plays Loki? What's his
oh
name?
Jesus Christ,
Tom,
Tom Riddle. Yeah,
yeah,
Tom Hiddleston.
yeah.
Yes,
I just said
yes.
Tom
I
Riddle.
would like
That
to
was
see him.
Voldemort, wasn't it?
Yeah, Tom Riddle. Yeah, don't say Voldemort.
Tom Riddle.
Oh, man.
Tom Hiddleston would be great as Victor.
Amazing Victor. Yeah.
For Spelsie's character, Euphemia, how old is she? I'm guessing early to mid 20s. Um, I would like to see. She's 25, I believe. I think this actress might be a little older, but Alexandra Daddario?
Oh hell yeah, would be a good one.
Who would you pick, Spelsy, to play Euphemia? And Light, you still have to choose a celebrity for Celeste.
Okay. Well, I definitely know for the captain, Isla. It's between Eva Green or Angelina Jolie.
Ooh,
Oh,
I was imagining Kate Beckinsale.
oh my God, yes.
Yeah, but either of those were very good for the captain.
For Celeste. I'll need to think about that.
Yeah, Eva Green is great. Um, who? I guess we have to pick for other characters as well. Um, I'm gonna go with. I kind of want Daniel Radcliffe to play Nyx.
Oh, that'd be great.
I don't know.
Or Elijah Wood.
Oh, Elijah
I don't
Wood.
know. Yeah. Could you
Uh,
imagine like his voice just get massively deep and really squeaky and then back to normal? It'd be great.
and Emma Watson for Magpie.
I could see that.
I can see that, yeah.
Yeah, Emma Watson has probably Magpie sass, I can think. Yeah.
Yeah, I think she could pull it off.
Mhm.
It's such like out of left field type of. Oh, Natalie Portman would be a good choice as well.
Uh-huh.
What a ridiculous topic. Um, but yeah, you would be honored for that, right? It would be nice. Or like Anne Hathaway, I think would be Magpie as well. But yeah, let me
Ooh, what
go.
about Gerald Butler for Nyx?
Oh, dude,
That'd be kinda sick.
that would be fucking great with like the deeper voice and like the raging. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Or like Vin Diesel. He'd have to wear a wig.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
All right. So, um, what if anything has been your most unexpected moment in the campaign? Sin.
Ooh, unexpected. I know we had a lot of sessions and a lot of stuff has gone on, but we've role played so much with like talking, having conversations, things, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
Not really a whole lot has happened. So I I keep going back to the vial. Like I feel like that changed a lot of things for Victor. Like it's him finally, opening up when he didn't really want to, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I still think the vial, that's kind of what set things off for Victor.
Yeah, I think for me as Vorin was probably the moment that he heard there was a bounty on
Oh
Celeste's
yeah.
head. That like that freaked him out. Um, because it was potentially a clash of both of his worlds, like um so he was like, "Oh, no, we can't do this. I got to go, guys." um so I think that was like one of the those insert panic mode here. But yeah. And how about like dice rolls? Have we had any dice rolls? I don't think we've had any dramatic dice rolls yet though.
Not yet, I don't think.
No, I mean, just a couple of ones
I
here
mean, I
and
feel
there,
like
but
yeah,
I don't
like Nyx has been hit or miss when it
his
comes to that.
the first session, that poor fairy man, barbarian, hit something once and couldn't hit anything afterwards.
I mean, it happens to the best of us.
It does.
It yeah, that's what I was thinking, Spelsy. Like I think it was like the second fight, the one in the basement. I didn't hit shit. So
Mhm.
yeah, performance anxiety happens to 30% of men.
Early levels, bro. That's just the way it goes.
Oh man. But I think that's pretty much we can probably leave it here. Actually, Sin, do you have any questions for the DM as far as not to get in spoilers territory, but like
Mhm, mhm.
um campaign questions or like behind the scenes setup questions or anything like that?
Ooh, that's a very good question for me to think of a question. Hmm.
And like while he's thinking about that, we can talk about oh god, Emily Blunt for Celeste would be amazing. Oh yes.
Mhm.
Emily Blunt, anything. Like you could put her as Vaughn. I'm kidding. Yeah, I'm joking.
Named Vora.
Vaughn. Yeah. I don't mind a gender bend for the movie. I don't mind it. Um the to flip the question around, do you have DM any questions for uh Sin as far as like setup of his character or inspirations or anything like that? I'll give you both some time to think. Emily Blunt could do for Magpie as well. Yeah, Emily Blunt plays the darker, broodier type of character pretty well as well. Um, she's a great actress. Natalie Portman could do super good too.
Well, I mean, this question go for both of you. Um, so far, because we have done 6 episodes,
Yeah,
where your character is, um, like so far, are you happy about it? Do you want to see more from your characters? Um,
I
without giving too much spoil.
yeah, it's a good question actually. I think for Bourne, yes, obviously he's in one of the ships that he's since
Mhm,
he was a young kid he's dreamt about working on because everybody that's a dock worker or a ship hand dreams about this ship. Um, but like as far as like personal accomplishment, he he he's in a bit of an odd place because I think I kind of spoke on this before, like when we were off stream or anything like that. For Vorin, he had home field advantage in Felu. So
mhm,
anything now that happens anywhere, wherever they go, is new territory, and he doesn't have that home field advantage. And for Vorin, that's scary. He he's gonna have to learn to adapt to his surroundings. And I mean, he's called Brick for a reason. He can fade into an alley, and blend in with the bricks. He can't do that in the jungle. Like red doesn't match green, right? um, but that's just a joke to get the point across that I think he's scared of what's to come, but he has always dreamt of doing more for the guild than what Felu can provide. um,
mhm,
because the guild is small and they don't have much reach because they're so focused in that town. And with like Silvara pretty much saving him from the streets when he was a kid, he wants to give back. And I think that that's his way of doing so. Like I'll make I'll make people take us seriously. Whether he can do that or not, I don't. We'll see.
mhm.
I think Victor's in a similar boat. Well, because we're all in the boat. Except
Nice.
for now, everybody's kind of on the same playing field. Um, no one's has home advantage anymore. Victor's been struggling with that for a good bit, even ever since the portals and the harbor, and then realizing he can't go home. I mean, I suppose he could go home, but he doesn't have the money to do so, really, to charter a ship, especially now after buying that pearl. Um, but he's more interested in he can't just up and leave this mystery, right? He has to figure it out. There's a reason for it, and um, Victor, he wants to know the secrets of everything, right? And plus, he's starting to grow some attachments to these people, but he doesn't know completely yet. There's still a lot of trust and stuff to be built with the group. But in terms of happy with where he's at, in terms of story, like I love the little tidbits that have kind of popped off um, with Victor and his story. However, I'm happy with the pacing, and I would be even okay with it slowing down a bit to see other secrets from other characters kind of pop out. Um, that's why I try to pace. I'm trying to pace Victor a little more, um,
Mhm,
and let other people kind of to get their stories kind of popping off. But it just seemed like it just happened, with Victor because that's just the way he is. He's very talkative and gets people into trouble, so it was bound to happen, right? So I'm happy with it so far.
Yeah, I think it's been kind of circumstantial for Victor too, right? Like the things that has
If
happened
yeah.
or the
Mhm.
situations that he's been put in have led to like character reveal.
Yeah, yeah, like, the whole vial thing set it off, and then the whole ship thing, having to go there and
That panic attack, yeah.
yeah, panicking about it. Yeah, he's I kinda set everything in motion for it. So,
Yeah.
it's interesting to find out everything else about everyone else. So
Yeah, and I think the same thing for like Vaughn. He's had to release information unwillingly because of the situations, like I said, with Victor, like it's circumstantial. Um, he didn't tell people why they couldn't steal the stuff, or like what
mhm,
it is that makes it that we don't steal from each other, blah blah blah. And when he panicked and told everyone that the thieves guild wouldn't come after her, like he's releasing information that he doesn't want to say, but he's had to. Um, and yeah, it's been circumstantial, but I think it's been nice. I'm pretty happy with the way that things have been moving.
That's good.
I
Did you,
suppose, what was the question was, for the DM,
yeah, like if you had
if
a like a
anything
behind the scenes
oh,
or
so
anything kind of question.
yeah, so I just have an how crazy do you think it would be if the party visited Victor's hometown? It'd be pretty nuts.
I mean, anything can happen.
Yeah, that's true.
You would probably get some money.
Well, I'm sure the coffers are probably dry by now.
Oh boy. But
Who
yeah.
knows what's happening back home? It could be some disasters, I don't know.
Oh goodness. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, because I guess at the moment it's been kind of a while since anybody's been back home. And with the attack that supposedly happened to Celeste's town, the attack that happened on Felu, we don't know how many other places have been affected by said attacks. So
Oh, I forgot about that. That is, like, the biggest mystery to Victor right now, but he can't remember it, and that pisses him off. I
yeah.
imagine he just stares at a writing about a question about a hometown and then forgets about it, you know?
Oh,
Yeah.
The
yeah.
Mhm.
Now that's a question for you guys. When that happened, how did you guys really feel? Like, uh, just having all of a sudden, you have the name and then it just disappears.
Oh,
I think it created intrigue for me. Um as a player, and then as Vorin is like it was a little frustrating because information is good, losing information isn't. um, why can't we remember this? What the fuck is the reason? So
Mhm,
intrigue all around.
the thing that went through Victor's mind is whoever did this is probably the most powerful wizard, um, to be able to cast a spell that everyone forgets everything regarding it, and he was also probably, like, impressed, thinking this is the most genius thing to ever happen, to be able to take over an entire, what was it, civilization, I guess, entire nation, and people just like, "Oh, it's okay." Right? How powerful do you have to be able to do that?
Right.
That's what was
mhm.
going through Victor's head.
Yeah, you're basically giving everyone like ADHD. It's like we learn about it, and like 2 seconds later, we're like doing something else, completely forget about
Mm,
what the fuck we were talking about. Um, and it's like, whoa, who is behind this? There's so many questions as to who's behind this, what is actually happening, and why. That is is like of intrigue, and like the reason the party is pushing forward is like we have too many questions that we need to find out, and we can't just dismiss them.
mhm.
Yeah, we get little tidbits of all these various mysteries, and one day things are just gonna, like, explode, and it's
Hmm.
gonna be crazy.
But I also like that. For example, there's this show that I'm watching now called From that's like frustrating the shit out of me because every episode they add more and more questions without really giving you anything. Um, but something that I like about like the campaign as it has been is that we've been following one thing and that one thing leads us to another thing that gets us closer to where we need to be even if we don't realize it. And I think that that's kind of a cool thing to do. And like for example, all the shit that happened that all of a sudden now we're on a ship. Oh, look, we found one of the people.
I know. And what about when the captain said, "There's answers here,"
Right.
and she didn't say what the answers were. She was just like, "Mhm," and then that was it, right? What
Yeah.
answers are we gonna find?
And to us it was something as simple like we need to be on the ship to keep Celestia alive. But we had no idea that we were working towards answers. And I think that that's fucking awesome.
Yep, it's amazing. Love it. Love the story so far.
Yeah, it's been
I'm
really
glad.
fun. So
I'm glad.
I think we could probably close here. Does anybody want to add anything else? Light?
Mm, so much mystery ahead.
So much mystery ahead. I could just
Mhm.
hear the smirk on Light's face.
What are you talking about? I don't
Yeah.
know what you're talking about, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Can it be Sunday now? I know, right?
Yeah, true, true.
It's around the corner.
We
I
need to
can't
like
believe how quick that episode went last night. It's like, "No, we just got to the island, damn
but
it."
I know I was like, we could do something. We could have dinner. We could we could do something more.
I was
I,
thinking to myself, if Victor didn't go on his little spy mission with the spider, would we have made it further into the island? Who knows?
It's like that like
there's
FOMO.
yeah. I mean, there's
Yeah.
things that happen for a reason. Here's a little tidbit. I have a beginning, middle, and end, especially for the campaign. I have parts that where I want to stop at, and parts where I'm like, oh, we can go a little bit further, and then I'll stop. I was actually going. I wanted to stop at the island, but I almost stopped at where the boy woke up.
Oh, yeah, that would have been a good one.
Yeah,
See,
Yeah.
those are good cliffhangers. But
thank you.
I would
But
not have been satisfied.
Oh, no.
I don't think I'm ever satisfied. Um, like this week, Light was on vacation. We should have had 2 sessions.
I mean, to get everybody, it's a whole different story.
We're starting in 15 minutes, guys.
Oh boy.
Yeah, everybody in chat right
Can't
now.
even
We're starting now. All right. Well,
Oh,
Sin, do you have anything you want to say? Do you have anywhere that people could find you? Are you role playing anywhere else? Are you playing anything else? What you been up to, buddy?
No, I've just been chilling. If you wanna find me, just find me on the stream or send me a message.
Yeah.
Um, that's pretty much it, and I've just been chilling, playing a little Ark, relaxing, and really just role playing on D&D, and it's been a blast.
Yeah, it's been pretty great. For me, you'll see me in my random ass streams and all the random games that I've been playing, along with the D&D campaign and then this show. But yeah, I've been having a great time, and thanks to Light for putting all of this stuff together. And Light, how about you? While you wrap this up for us?
all right. Well, thank you guys for joining and our episode 6 on the recap. Join us on Sunday at 6:30 p.m. EST and to see what's with this island, this Crescent Island and the Voodoo Queen. We'll see you then. Take care. Bye.
See you guys. Bye.
We're about to get our fortunes read.